everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. So today's video is solely dedicated to the Sabbat Imbolc. It's going to be dedicated to what it is, the correspondences, altar work, activities, and everything related to this Sabbat. So if you want to learn more about Imbolc, stay tuned. So Imbolc this year falls on February 2nd. It usually falls between the 1st and the 2nd, but this year it falls on the 2nd, and it is the cross-quarter midpoint day to the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So it is right in between those two solstices and equinoxes. And originally the word Imbolc meant in the belly or in the womb. So this Sabbat marks lambing season, so the lambs are lactating, the livestock are milking, everything is just coming pregnant and alive. And the light is slowly returning from its deep winter slumber, and things are starting to become more alive. And this is the time when the goddess is full and pregnant. Imbolc is the time to let go of the past, look forward to the future, clearing any old baggage or old stuff from the past that you're holding on to. It's just time to let it go. It's basically clearing out the old, making space for the new, and making space for new beginnings. So now we can jump right in onto the correspondences of Imbolc. So Imbolc has a couple different names. It's also called Bridget's Day or Bridget's Day. It is also called Candlemas. It is also called Groundhog's Day. These are all just different names that come through the decades with Imbolc. So jumping on to the colors. The colors of Imbolc are mainly whites, and then as well as pale yellows, pale greens, pale lavenders, pale blues, and different earthy brown colors. They're usually all pale lighter colors, and as well as pale pink. So these colors can be associated with either candle spells you're working on, altar decorating, or just simply dressing yourself. If you want to do different rituals, you can dress in these colors as well. So next are the animals of Imbolc. So different animals that can represent Imbolc are deer, an awakening bear, or any animals that are waking up from hibernation, swans, groundhogs, lambs, ewes, and swans. Now moving on to crystals. Some crystals that you can use for Imbolc or meditate with or use in your spells, rituals on your altar are amethyst, garnet, onyx, turquoise, and bloodstone, as well as ruby. So some different foods that you can bake or make or buy or eat for Imbolc are all foods that are related to the Sabbat, which can be mainly milk products and bread products and seeds and nuts. So this can be any homemade breads, any homemade cakes, honey cakes, milk, seeds, and nuts. So these can kind of be any seeds and nuts, just because seeds relate back to Imbolc very well. Chamomile tea, honey, cheese, spiced wines, white meats, onions and leeks, because they're kind of, those fruits and vegetables are from seeds, or sorry, from bulbs. So you plant them into the ground and then they become vegetables. And of course, if you're vegan, you can always replace any of these milks and yogurts and cheeses with a vegan alternative, so like nut milk or almond milk. So now moving on to the herbs. So these can be herbs you use in your spells or rituals, you burn as incense, or you can eat some of them as well. So the herbs for Imbolc are angelica, basil, bay, lavender, blackberry, chamomile, and rosemary. And some of the flowers that are associated with Imbolc are daffodils, crocus, forsythia, and snowdrops. So these are all flowers that usually bloom starting in the cold. They're usually the first flowers that bloom in the cold, and you see them first. So you're going to see these hopefully around Imbolc. If you live in a really cold climate like I do, you probably won't see them right away. So next on the list is incense and oils. So some of the incense you can burn and oils you can use. This can include essential oils. So like diffusing them and burning incense are chamomile, jasmine, myrrh, neroli, primrose, lavender, and rosemary. So moving next on to some deities of Imbolc, we have some goddesses. So the main goddess of Imbolc, which is also called Bridget's Day, is the goddess Bridget. But also there's some goddesses associated with Imbolc, such as Adrian, Athena, Brigid, Saraduin, Demeter, Gaia, Persephone, Proserpina, Vesta, and Venus. Sorry if I butchered some of those names. I've never actually fully gotten into looking into mythology, and I've kind of just taught myself. So if I'm not saying them right, it's just because it's kind of implanted in my head, because that's how I read it. And moving on to some of the gods of Imbolc, we have Cyrus, Eros, Vern, Osiris, and Pan. So Imbolc is all about kind of out with the old, in with the new. It's about new beginnings, new blessings, spring is coming. So some of these spells that you can cast during Imbolc are any of the awakening smells. Any of the awakening spells, because this is when the time of the earth is awakening and becoming fresh and spring and back to life. You can also do any blessings, cleansings. Home blessings are really good to do during this time. Fertility, protection, truth spells, and wishing spells. So I think I covered pretty much all of the correspondences there are to cover. So next we can move on to altars. So you don't have to decorate your altar for every Sabbat. I personally love to, because it's just fun to decorate and it's a good way to honor that Sabbat. So here's some different ways you can decorate your altar to kind of honor Imbolc and show your support for it. And my dog is snoring really loud. So the first thing you can do to start to decorate your altar is completely take everything off of it. Start with your base, with your altar cloth. Before you do that, you can even give it a good cleanse. Take some sage, palo santo, any type of incense or herb you like to burn or cleanse with. Kind of cleanse it over, clean it off physically and spiritually, and then you can start from there and build from the bottom up. So the first thing I would do, because I'm a Virgo and I love to be a perfectionist and I'm obsessed with making things look pretty and perfect, is pick my color scheme. So obviously I'm going to pick a color scheme that is related to Imbolc. So it's going to be in whites and some pale pinks and pale blues and greens. And I'll probably pick one of those few colors, but I'll see what I have to build it up with. I forgot to mention, some people like to pick the colors red for Imbolc because it represents Brigid's day, like Brigid the goddess, but red and green just don't vibe with me for Imbolc. It reminds me of Christmas and stuff, so I like to bring in the pale colors of Imbolc with white. So after you pick an altar cloth or anything you can cover your space with, next you can move on to is what you want to decorate it with. So this is where you can start picking personal items, or you can start out with some flowers. So it's always nice to decorate your altar with flowers or seeds or bulbs. You can either pick flowers that I mentioned earlier, like crocus, daffodil, snowdrops, things like that. Fresh flowers are always amazing to put on an altar, but it's not always really realistic for some people because fresh flowers are definitely very expensive. They don't last that long, or if you just might not be able to have them in your home, or if you're allergic to them or something. But an alternative is that you can definitely get fake flowers. You can even just get plain seeds, seed packagings, go to the store and get some nuts, and just stuff like that. So the next thing you can add to your altar is candles. So this can be great for anyone. You can have just candles to sit. You don't need to light them if you don't like to light them, or if you're in a dorm or something and you're not allowed to have candles. So it's good because candles can be added in abundance and they're cheap and they always look beautiful. So you want a lot of candles for your altar for Imbolc, because Imbolc is also kind of a festival of fire, because Brigid is related to fire very well, because you want to bring back that light, bring back the warmth of spring. So the next thing you can do to your altar is create a centerpiece for it. So this is kind of really to your personal preference, but you can get statues, you can get a whole bunch of different things you want to dress up your altar with. You can also take a look at all the correspondences we just went through and go from there. So you can get some crystals for Imbolc, some herbs, some candles and incense and oils. You can get all that stuff and decorate it with all that. Or you can just simply decorate your altar how you'd like, but add a few things that would represent Imbolc on there just to have it on your altar and to give it a little bit of honor. So next we can move on to activities you can do to honor and celebrate Imbolc. So if you believe in some of the goddesses, you can definitely honor Brigid by making one of her Brigid crosses or corn dollies. I'll put some photos in right here so if you know what I mean. They look kind of difficult to make and I've never done it before, but I might try it this year. It's basically kind of weaving with straw or grass or anything thin that you can bend and twist and craft it into. You can definitely look up YouTube videos or Pinterest or just Google how to make one, because I personally don't know how. Of course, you can decorate your altar in honor of Imbolc. You can plant seeds or bulbs. This is very personal depending where you live. I can't plant anything outside because the ground is hard as a rock, but you can always do some planting indoors, starting some little seedlings, or even go seed shopping. You can have a cleansing milk and honey ritual bath. So this is something that honors Imbolc, and I have some posts and photos on my Instagram if you want to see how to do this. So you can head on over there after just to check out that post. Another huge thing you can do to honor Imbolc is doing some spring cleaning. So this can be basically anything from spring cleaning your house, your bedroom, your kitchen, your bathroom, your dorm room. You can physically like clean it, freshen it up, get rid of stuff you don't need, out with the old, in with the new. But you can also do some spring cleaning on yourself, as in some cleansing work. This is an awesome time to do any home cleansings and purifications, cleansing your house of any old energy and bringing in some new stuff for spring. You can have a bonfire with any friends or family, or simply by yourself, just to welcome back the sun. Definitely something you can do that's very small but very big in punch is lighting a lot of candles, because Bridget and Imbolc is a huge fire festival, welcoming back the warmth, like I said, and bringing back the light. Just always remember fire safety. I shouldn't have to mention this in every video, but I do like to. Just don't burn your house down. You can also make some homemade breads or honey cakes. There's tons of great recipes out there. You can just do a quick Google search, or like I said, head over to my witchy tips. I have some recipes on there. So you can make your own besom. This is a great time to make your own broom. It kind of represents the spring cleaning aspect and is just a great time to make a broom. If you're like me as well and you're itching to get in the garden, but you live in Canada and it's freezing outside, you can always plan your garden, go seed shopping online, or just plan kind of what you want to do this year with your garden. You can make your own DIY Imbolc incense and oils. So if you have some herbs, some essential oils and some carrier oils, you can look up some recipes or go over to my Instagram. I have recipes on there. Usually I try to keep the herbs as common as possible, so you can go into your witchy closet, pull out some herbs, and throw together an Imbolc ritual incense. You can also, as always, this kind of goes with every Sabbat, wake up, go for a nature walk, enjoy the sunrise. It is going to be welcoming back the sun, so this is a great time to go for a walk in the morning, watching the sun come up. You can also do a tarot spread for Imbolc. So you can find a couple online. I've seen some on Tumblr, Pinterest. I personally don't have one on my Instagram, but I might create a little tip for it. But this is a good time to connect to Imbolc doing a tarot spread. And you can also reflect. So winter is a hard time on all of us, so you don't have to dwell on the past, but rather look towards the future, see how far you've gotten, and be kind of positive that you're going to do better this year, and plan on how you want to better yourself in the future. And of course, you can always perform rituals and spells associated with renewal, blessings, rebirth, and new life. So now I will list off a couple things that broom closet witches can do, because I have a lot of followers that are in the broom closet still. So here's a few things that you can do to help celebrate Imbolc. Probably a lot of the stuff I mentioned before you can kind of do as well, but I wanted to put a separate list for you guys. So again, you can light tons of candles. There's nothing suspicious, I don't believe, of just lighting candles, because it's a huge thing. Everybody loves candles. There's a million candle stores in the mall, so you can just light some candles in each room, or just in your own room, your bedroom, or wherever you are. And pushing it even a little bit farther, you can pick some color correspondences to Imbolc, so some pale colors or just white candles. You can also just take a walk, enjoy the sunrise and the fresh air of spring coming. You can bake some homemade breads, kick in your kitchen witchery, and make some homemade breads and honey cakes. I'm sure your family and friends wouldn't think of anything suspicious about that, and they would probably actually enjoy it and eat all of it. You can also hop in and do the classic spring cleaning. A lot of people do this even in the non-pagan Wiccan community, just cleaning out your house, your bedroom of all the old, and just getting it ready and clean. This is also a great time to charge some of your crystals in the moonlight. If you don't want to go outside, or you don't have access to going outside during the night, you can charge your crystals in the windowsill of your bedroom. You can also start growing some seeds indoors, planting little basil plants, little lavender plants. It'd be a really cute way just to brighten up the mood. You can also diffuse some essential oils, so you can go back in the video and see some of the incense and oils correspondences, pick from there and diffuse some of the oils in your bedroom while you're meditating, doing yoga, or simply just enjoying the night. So this last one is something everyone can do, and I love it, and I'm going to do it on my altar, and it's make mini Imbolc altars. So since you guys can't have a huge altar, or you have to have a mini altar or a hidden altar, this is an awesome way to honor Imbolc. So what you can do is take a glass container, a glass cup, a glass jar, fill it with salt or anything you have, but salt is probably the best thing to do it. You want it to be white. So you fill the cup with salt, add a little tiny white tea light inside that cup, and 3 little bay leaves sticking outside, like sticking into the salt, sticking up, and this represents growth in the snow. So this represents Imbolc, things pushing through the snow, frosted greens, the little sproutlings coming through the snow, and that spring is coming. It's a great little addition as well if you want just to add on your regular altar, but it's also great just to have like a mini altar for Imbolc if you just have that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. This is kind of an Imbolc 101. I think I covered everything: correspondences, altars, activities, broom closet witches, everything like that. I'm also going to make another video, you can see right here, of me putting together an Imbolc altar, which is going to be really fun. I'm excited to film that. I'm probably going to do that in the next couple days, so keep an eye out for that video. Leave a comment below on how you guys celebrate Imbolc. What are you going to do? Is this going to be your first Imbolc? Are you going to take any of my ideas? I absolutely love the mini Imbolc altar of the salt snow bay leaves, so I think everybody should do that and put it on their altar. Even if you're on the broom closet, you can hide it pretty well. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, head over to my Instagram witchy tips, and I'll see you in the next video. Blessed be witches.